Director General of the Health Ministry, Tan Sri Dr. Ismail Merican, on Tuesday said the government is optimistic that Malaysia will not reach the state of health curfew, provided Malaysians double their efforts in protecting themselves and others from the influenza A or H1N1 virus. Speaking to the public via NST Live online chat session, he said all parties must be responsible in playing their part to contain the spread of H1N1 by heeding to the directives given by the government and Ministry of Health. Health Minister Datuk Sri Leow Tiong Lai earlier said the H1N1 outbreak is a national health emergency, but the government will only consider declaring a health curfew if the mortality rate goes above 0.4%. So, how could Malaysians play their part in preventing the spread of H1N1?
Okay, I think wearing masks is very important, okay, especially for those who are sick. Those who are coughing and sneezing must wear masks, especially when they go into crowded places. This is a big responsibility on the part of those who are not well, because the idea of the mask is more to protect someone else from getting it. You know, besides yourself, you wear the mask so that someone else will not get it. But I do agree that if you wear mask for protection, it may not be as effective, all right? So obviously if you are not sick and you wear mask, it doesn't mean that you won't get the problem, but the risk of getting it will be much less if you wear the mask. But for those who are unwell, if you don't wear mask and you're coughing and sneezing in the open, it makes sense that the droplet will fly all over the place and will infect those near to you. And I also would like to say those in the lift, you have to be very careful, because there are people who enter the lift and cough and sneeze, and they may be coughing and sneezing at the buttons, and then they leave and the next person comes along, put floor number 5, and floor number 5 there's already a smudge there, and he pressed that particular button and didn't wash his hands, and the next person comes along, he shakes his hand, play with children and all that, and the children or the other person will get infected. So besides wearing of masks, most importantly is the washing of hands. So that I must stress over and over again. Don't think if you wear mask, you don't wash your hand, you won't get the problem. You must wash your hand when you hand with other people, when you cough, you sneeze. If you have tissue paper, use tissue paper and get rid of the tissue paper. If you have to use handkerchiefs, make sure the handkerchief don't go anywhere else. But you wash your hands carefully with soap and water, or with sanitizers. You go to the toilet, you have to wash your hand. Before you eat, you have to wash your hand. Before you touch your eyes, your nose, you wash your hands. That is important. And we would also like other people to also get involved in these corporate bodies. You go to airports, you go to restaurants, you cannot find soap, you cannot find this and that, which is very sad. Because most countries in the world, especially Western countries, ample soap and cleansers for people to use.